Hi, my name is Lynn O'Shaughnessy of thiscollegesolution.com, and today I want to share with you details of my course that I've designed for parents with teenagers who want to learn how to make college more affordable. My number one goal with this class is to help you become a smart college shopper. And you can do this by learning all the variety of ways that you can use to cut your college costs. And if you're like millions of other parents, you are stressing out about how you're going to cover this college tab, particularly when some schools now cost $250,000 for one little bachelor's degree. Over the years, I've given talks to parents, probably hundreds of talks, and I often start them off by asking parents to raise their hand if they are stressed about their children getting into good colleges and universities. And a lot of parents raise their hand, but the question that I get the biggest reaction is my second question, which is, how many of you are stressed about paying for the schools that your children are going to get into? And most people raise their hand, and it doesn't matter what the audience is. I could be talking to an audience, middle-class parents or lower-income parents or affluent parents, wealthy parents, and it's always the same reaction. The vast majority of people are worried about how they're going to cover this tab when the college costs keep going up every single year. So that's why I developed this course to help, because frankly, there isn't a lot of information out there about how to make college more affordable, which seems crazy to me, but it's the reality. So what is in my course? Well, first off, I should tell you that it's an 8-week course. It's an online course on my website, thiscollegesolution.com. I've designed it for busy parents, so you can access the class anytime you want. When you have some free time, you can go in and spend some time in the classroom. And also, all the materials are downloadable. So if you don't get to it right away, don't worry. You can use it months later, year later, doesn't matter. So the first thing that you'll see when you go in the classroom are these modules, 10 modules that include about 36 lessons total. And I offer these modules kind of in an order that I think you should be, you can progress through the class. The first thing that you're going to learn when you take my class is how to answer this really important question. Are you going to qualify for financial aid or not? If you are going to qualify for financial aid, then you should be looking for schools that are going to be as generous as possible for your child, that have good financial aid. If you make too much money, you have too many assets to qualify for need-based aid and money is a concern, then you're going to be looking for schools that give merit scholarships to higher income families. And the good news is most schools, not all of them, but many, many, many schools do offer that. To me, if money is an issue, you have to address this question at the very beginning. And I explain how you can do that, how you can easily answer this question. But there are many other lessons that focus on a lot of other important financial topics that you will get in the classroom. Secondly, you'll get access to Ask Me questions for the entire 2 months. And you can do that by using I have a comment box at the bottom of my lessons. Most of them are written. I do have some video lessons in there. But for all the lessons, you can just use the comment box and ask me questions. You can also see what other parents are asking me, and you can interact with parents that way. Another way to ask me questions during the class is through the webinars. I'm going to have 3 webinars scattered throughout the class on different financial topics that will be of importance to you. And I have a PowerPoint presentation for the webinars. And then I also, when applicable, I will jump off the PowerPoint and go onto the onto the internet and show you like tools that you can use. For instance, one thing that I do in the webinar is go onto the internet and show you websites that have really good tools to that you can use to evaluate whether a school will be generous to your child or not. These webinars have typically been about 90 minutes, and they last as long as there are people asking me questions. Those have really been popular. And you don't have to worry about if you can't make these scheduled webinars. These are the only things that are actually scheduled in this class because I record them. So within 24 hours after my webinar, I will send you the link to the recorded webinar, and you can just download the webinar and watch it whenever is convenient for you. And so you'll have that webinar long after the class is over. The other thing you'll get from this class are lots of handouts that you can also download. My favorite is this cheat sheet that I have that kind of encompasses or boils down all the advice I've given in this class into this cheat sheet that suggests a step-by-step way that you can use to try to get the cost of college down for your family. I spent a lot of time on this. It's an 18-page step-by-step guide that you can use. And there's other handouts too, including I have a handout of the schools that say they meet 100% of financial need of their families, which can be helpful if you're looking for generous schools and you need financial aid. I also have a list of schools of mostly selective private schools, more than 100 of them, on what their policy is in terms of how they use home equity in evaluating people's needs for financial aid. And these home equity policies can vary dramatically from school to school. And finally, I have, for those of you who sign up for my February class, it starts February 10th. For those of you who sign up by the end of January 31st, I will give you a bonus guide. This is a great resource guide to developing a college list, because a lot of families, in my own experience, who are interested in throwing a wider net and looking at more colleges and universities, they don't know where to turn to. So this is a guide that gives you some online tools that you can use to generate a better college list. And you will get that if you enroll in my class by January 31st. So how much does all of this cost? Well, the price is $249, which I think, boils down to about, over the 2-month course, boils down to about, paying 2 hours in a park, putting change in a parking meter for a couple hours. I think when you consider what's at stake and how much college costs, spending this money will be well worth it. You could potentially end up saving tens of thousands of dollars or more by taking this class. And in fact, I don't like to toot my own horn about it, but I will tell you that I've gotten lots of tremendous feedback from parents who have taken the class. And if you want to see what they say about my course, you can go on my website and check out the small sampling of endorsements that I have on my website. And if you are on my website already, you can go to thecollegesolution.com. At the top of my website, you'll see Lynn's classes. Pull that down and you'll find parent class, and you will be able to get more information about this class, and you can also see those endorsements. And frankly, the risk is, I'd say, nil, because there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like the class, it's not to your liking, I will send you your money back. So once again, I would suggest that you consider taking this class. It starts on February 2nd. Not February 2nd, I'm sorry. It starts on February 10th. If you have any questions about the class, go ahead and email me at lynn@thecollegesolution.com. That's LYNN at thecollegesolution.com. So I hope you decide that this class is worth your time and money. And I would love to see you in the classroom when it opens up on February 10th. So thanks a lot for your interest. I greatly appreciate it.